What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's
Chunky! I didn't even say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
This is what you do when you don't let them start. I was thinking, what's going on? This is Heather. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. I would love to introduce you guys my special guest this evening. You might recognize him, the handsome, incredible, wonderful, talented Colin.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Pleasure to have you.
So what are we going to do tonight?
I believe we're going to watch some court. Are you okay with that? Are you guys okay with that? We're going to watch some court.
We also have another special guest. What's up, buddy?
Good evening. Hello. Is this working?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
I just want to say hi, Phil. It's good to see you. Long time. I see you in the chat. This is the guy next to Heather. But hi, everyone. Hi, Farina, Philip, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I've been here since Saturday visiting Colin, and we've been having a great time. We got to see Wolverine and Deadpool Wolverine last night. I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat before we get into the video. Are you Team Wolverine or are you Team Deadpool? Because I asked Colin this last night and he picked Deadpool. Sadly, he's mistaken. It's clearly Wolverine. And
Till you're 90, Colin. Till you're 90.
Right. Till you love 90.
Listen. Wolverine. Hugh Jackman. Come on. Allie. No. Listen. I'm Team Wolverine all the way.
Cheshire Cat. What's up, Lowell? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm trying to not make comments that might be spoilerific when it comes to that movie.
No spoilers.
Yeah, don't spoil anything.
There's like so many little things that could be spoilerific, right? But by and large, most people say that the best part of the movie is the Deadpool puppy.
Dogpool?
Dogpool was the best.
And that's not a spoiler because he's like all over like all of the commercials and stuff.
I heard somewhere that they picked that dog specifically for that role. It won a contest, like the ugliest dog in somewhere.
Yeah. I think that had something to do with his connection to Wrexham also to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that dog is, I believe it's from the British Isle area, and it actually like won the ugliest dog in the world contest.
Yeah. I feel like the dog was from England as well. So I feel like you vindicated I think I read this. So, which happens a lot. I'll read a lot of things and completely forget. And I'm like, oh yeah, I think that's true.
All right, fellas, I'm cutting in because these two will talk for like 20 minutes, and we're all here to watch court. Are you guys ready to watch court? Listen, Lone we're not even going to get started because
I mean,
remember,
we can have a little bit of a Yentha session, can't we?
Listen, remember who you're up against in the pool this week and the fantasy football league.
I've already won the only game that matters against Colin last week.
An update for everyone on the fantasy football, those who care. Somebody, yours truly, happens to be first place right now. Colin, what place are you in?
It's not the number that counts. I'm participating. That's all that matters.
All right.
So
Let's-
Colin has the excuse of being commissioner, and commissioners usually score poorly because they're making sure the rest of the league is running smoothly.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's the excuse that he can use.
Yes.
And you can start the video now. I'm just gonna mute myself.
Almost like please start the video now. All right.
Before we get started, you guys know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Let's go. Good job.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Ready on that, Your Honor.
Mr. Belzer, do we have witnesses?
Just Mr. May, but I don't think any of the facts are contested.
Okay, let's swear him under oath anyways, in case we do, I guess. What,
Yeah.
May, why don't you read? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay, just in case. So you're under oath in case we come back.
All right, I got to give a little background to what's going on here real quick. I didn't intro this at all. This is Judge Goggins. This is he's in he's up near Flint, the Flint, Michigan. I don't remember exactly where his courthouse is, but it's in that area. I think Flint is one of the jurisdictions that he is a judge over, but it's not directly where he's at. This is a landlord-tenant case, kind of. It's an eviction case, but it's weird, and you're about to hear the details about it. This isn't two parts. This is part one that we're watching. This happened last week, and part two just happened on yesterday. This happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So, okay. So just letting everyone know where we're at. Okay, now let's go.
To a question. Mr. Belzer, go ahead and tell me what may not be in dispute, I guess.
Judge, his property is owned by a trust. Mr. May is the trustee. And this property was sold under a land contract to his son, Brian. Brian May then entered a contract with Mr. Miller, a lease agreement. Apparently, Mr. Miller prepared, but it was a 61-year lease on a house for $1,000 a month gross. Mr. Brian May lost this house. He was not making the payments, gave a deed in lieu of foreclosure, and we now own the property. We've had no dealings. We entered into no agreement with Mr. May. He's there. He's subject to numerous felony charges, possession of a firearm, felon third time, but real important here, maintaining a drug house, and it's a bunch of drug charges he has, cocaine. And in any event, we have no relationship with him, never entered a contract with him. He's just there under a prior owner. We just want the house back.
Okay. And Mr. Miller, did you have a lease agreement with Brian May? Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, so why don't you raise your right hand just so we go this way too? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay. And Brian, when did you enter into a lease agreement with Brian May?
I entered this lease agreement with Brian May on July 1st, 2024.
I'm sorry, what was it? July what?
July 1st, 2024, Your Honor.
Just this year, July 1st, 2024. Was there a written lease agreement of some sort?
Yes, Your Honor, it's a written agreement.
Looks like it's the one I got in the file, I guess. Mr. Belzer, have you seen it? Just so we know.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, Michigan residential lease agreement. Okay.
Your Honor, I don't mean to interrupt. If you look at number 32 on the lease at the seller property.
At 32. Sale of property. Owner does not have right to terminate this agreement. I don't know that that's going to be binding. Who's Mr. Belzer, then on this July 1st date, that I guess this residential agreement, who owned the trust on that date?
Mr. May did, Jack May. But the property was owned under a land contract to Brian May.
Oh, I got you.
Brian was buying it under a land contract at that point.
Oh, it was under a land contract. I
Yes.
got you. Okay. Land contract. Do I have the land contract here too or not?
No, Judge, I don't believe so, but you should have a copy of the deed that Mr. May took the property back. And that deed was dated August 14th of 2024.
Where's that? Oh, it looks like it was a quick claim deed.
Yes,
Okay. Well, with it, let's go to the land contract first. So was that in writing? Was there a land contract? It had to be, I'm guessing.
yes.
Do you have it?
No, Judge, I don't.
Is there, I'm, Mr. Let's do it this way then maybe.
It wasn't, yeah, it was, but we don't.
Mr. May, was there a land contract at one point between you and I guess your son, Brian?
There was, yes.
Under the, did somebody draft the land contract for you?
I did.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Do you have a copy of it someplace?
I don't, it's been 20 years. This was my son. It was something because we move all the time. I may be able to find it, but it would take a long time, to locate it.
Okay.
My son has lived there. He basically has never, this is a house that I wanted to furnish, hopefully my son has some alcohol and drug problems. But back that was before then, I was trying to get him enthused or to get him, and to furnish him a place to live. He's basically never paid to live there. I've been paying the taxes, everything. We basically, my son today, we have to basically support him. So we never did anything on the land contract because it didn't really matter until it's come up. So
Okay.
Furnishing a place for my son to live is one thing, but furnishing a place for Mr. Miller is totally something different.
Under the land contract, then was it ever recorded?
No.
Okay, so it was just agreement between you guys on paper.
All right. So we have the basics of what's going on here. This guy's son, well, this guy is the rightful owner of the house. He was trying to sell his son a house under a land contract. His son had some issues and decided to, I guess, sublet it to this Mr. Miller guy. That sounds fairly simple. It gets a little bit more complicated than that and kind of hilarious. You got to wait till Mr. Miller starts talking. Lone Wolf, have you seen this one yet?
No, sir. I did not watch it yet.
And it gets good.
I just grabbed it and sent it to you.
Oh yeah, thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
You sent me part 1 twice, though. I just wanted to let you know that.
Wait. You do have part 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I sent you part 2 today. I sent you the one that I got yesterday today, right?
When I looked, it was I think you sent part 1 twice.
You guys can talk about this later.
Yeah, we can talk about it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but I appreciate it. Colin Henderson. Oh, nah. Let's thank some people real quick. Vic, thank you so much. I'm still a little embarrassed by this. Thank you so much for the 5 months.
5 months.
Thank you. And then we have Philip.
For 3 months.
Thank you so much, Philip. I appreciate it.
You guys are awesome. Every one of our members. And those of you who aren't members but still hang out every night, like, you guys are all awesome.
Except for Lone Wolf. He's just okay.
You're welcome, Allie.
All right, let's keep going.
At that point.
We did it on paper because I don't think there's any requirement that it has to be recorded. We did do a memo. I did the deed transfer statement to the township at the time that we did the land contract.
Do you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just kind of thinking.
The transfer affidavit at the time that we did the land contract, that was filed at the township, but we have a copy of that.
Okay, was there any provision in the land contract that said that Brian May could not encumber that property until he actually owned it?
Yeah, it was standard language,
Yeah,
Judge,
it
and
was-
yes, in fact, And that was in 2006 when that contract was done. And it was the standard language in the contract that, right, he had no rights over and above, and Mr. May, Jack May and the trust had the right to mortgage the property or whatever, but Brian's interest was subject at all times to the premier prior ownership rights of the trust. And so, yes, there was a restriction in that regard, Judge.
Okay, is that true, Mr. May?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, okay. So back to you, Mr. Miller. How did you enter into this lease agreement with Brian May?
Your Honor, I entered the lease with my landlord, Brian May, and I actually paid up rent in advance. I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
When was the last time you paid rent?
I paid up rent on 7/8/2024. I actually have a receipt too.
From
I have kids in the community. That's why I took so much interest in the property.
how much did you pay on July 8th then?
Your Honor, I paid Brian May $144,000 in cash.
But no cash?
Yes, I did. It's cash, Your Honor.
And you've got no receipt.
Yes, I do have receipt.
Judge, Mr.
Yeah, you heard that correctly. This guy paid this dude's son $144,000 in cash, and he has a receipt.
I question rent $144,000 in rent. Is he renting Mar-a-Lago? I'm confused. Is that a month? Is that for a year? Is that for 100 years? What are we talking about right now?
$1,000 a month. These details will come out, but it's $1,000 a month. He paid for essentially. I did the math. Is it like 12 years?
100 months?
100. Well, yeah, it'd be 144,000. Would be 144 months, right? Is that right?
Yeah, $1,000 a month.
144 months.
Drugs much?
Yeah, drugs much.
Basically.
And remember at the very beginning, the allegations were this was a drug house, so that's important.
$1,000 a month that's stupid. That's nobody. No.
I like the look.
Yeah. I mean, the whole drug house thing makes a lot more sense now. I'm guessing he paid in like a few 8 balls for the next month.
Probably. And then he's like, "Can you just sign this receipt?"
Yeah, I'm curious what denomination he gave it.
I want to see the receipt for the $144,000 transaction. That's what I want to see.
He has a receipt, and he shows it here shortly. And I did not blur it out because there's not any private details on it. It's just it looks like a receipt.
Handwritten? Right? Handwritten.
Yeah, it's handwritten. And
oh my God, I knew it.
Signature on it. Okay, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Just play the video.
I'll play the video. All right. What's up, Aaron Reed? Good to see you, bud.
Brian May was involved in drugs. Mr. Miller is charged with being a drug dealer. We suspect this is all just.
Yeah, what?
Your Honor, Your Honor, I never received the notice to quit.
Why would you pay 140? I got a question though. 144,000 when your rent monthly payment's only 1,000.
I paid rent up in advance because I have kids in the community, and I took interest in the property because I have kids in the community.
That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you just continue to make a $1,000 monthly payment?
That's what me and the landlord put together.
So where's your receipt?
My landlord has a copy.
Hold the receipt up for me.
There you go. His signature is actually on here.
Have you ever seen this receipt?
No, Your Honor. I mean, it's kind of absurd. The whole thing, the 61-year lease, who's gonna pay $144,000 in rent? I question whether Mr. Miller, how he had $144,000. He has an appointed attorney for all these criminal cases. This is just fairy tale stuff.
Okay, so I can't see the whole receipt though, is the problem.
Here you go, Your Honor.
Slide it over for me from there. Actually, yeah, hold it up vertical like that for me. Maybe that we can do it that way. Let's just see.
I could actually bring it into you, Your Honor.
Now, hold on. July 1st. Oh, go pull back a little bit. Pull back a little bit. There you go. July 1st, 2026. 2026. There's that 4. I don't understand what that says from. By it's go down a little bit now so I can see the other side of it. Just go downward with your. There you go, just like that. Taji Miller. Where's Brian Miller's May's signature at the top there?
I'm not for sure.
Not for sure.
You see it?
Well, kinda. Why isn't his signature down below or anything? Why is it at the top of that thing?
I'm not for sure. That's
Sure.
where he signed it.
I gotcha. Where did the money come? Where did you pull the money out from? It's all cash.
Your Honor, I worked a lot of years. I actually been shot in my arm, so right now I'm waiting on disability. But up until 2023, I worked a lot of years. I saved up a lot of money.
And he was in prison.
And I still have some money saved. And to answer the attorney question, my lawyer is Michael Ewan, and there is no drug activity or illegal activities going on in this residence at all.
Appointed attorney.
Let's see.
Judge, certainly Mr. Miller can sue Brian, May, if he thinks he's entitled to some money back. But I mean, that's just absurd. Brian May has no money. He's living in his dad's basement. He's homeless, basically, other than living with his dad. And really, this just defies any logical, rational beliefs.
61 years. I never heard anything like that in my life. Back garage included. So 61 years. So you were to pay. Where's my calculator here? 61 years.
Your Honor, I paid rent up in advance so I could focus on my kids in the community. I have 2 teenage boys that's in the community. They stay maybe 3 miles away.
Times 1,000. So the total you were going to pay over this whole thing was $732,000 for this place to rent.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a felon, so it's hard for me to get housing in some places.
For $732,000, buddy, it's a lot of money to put out for a
Even
house
a felon could have bought a house.
like this. That doesn't make any sense.
What's up, Wolfie?
Even a felon could have bought for $144,000. You could have bought a piece of property outright, legitimately, and never had to rent or pay mortgage. You can do that as a felon.
He's just trying to put roots down in the community. He said his boys live 3 miles away from him.
I mean, it completely makes all the institutionalized sense in the world. Go ahead and play the video.
It does. Oh, it's his excuses are great. Not gonna spoil it. Yeah, really close to spoiling it. Not spoiling it. We have a super chat that I wanna.
I understand why you pause so much, though, to want to respond to people, because as the chat was coming up, I wanted to pause and respond to people, and now I can't remember. what I want.
Let Heather take the pause control. Make
No.
Heather take the pause control.
No, you don't want.
Yes, do it, Heather. Do it,
No.
Heather.
Okay, super chat time.
But no. She's focused on beating you this week, so she doesn't need too much more on her plate.
Babe, I need to focus. It's gonna be easy.
KK, thank you so much for the super chat for spoiling Heather.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
She has her favorite for dinner tonight.
Chick-fil-A. Hell yeah. Doesn't take much to make
She was
me
so
happy.
excited about it. She was
Listen, I don't have Chick-fil-A where I live. So it's very exciting. I also went to Target today, and I don't have Target where I live. So that was fun. Poor Colin. I got to drag him around, and he did very good staying out of the way and keeping quiet. He was well trained.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's back to the video. 144,000.
Oh, also, I just want to say this is unrelated to absolutely everything, but just so y'all know, I'm currently sitting on a cushion because I'm that much shorter than Colin. If I'm not, it looks really ridiculous. You can barely see me.
This is true. She didn't like how awkward it was. Her head was down here.
Now that you've told us, you have to show us so we
I was
can.
gonna say you should have said that.
No.
I tried, chat. I tried.
Thank you so much, Ascalis Awankulo. I always have to say that really slowly. And thank you again for running out the pronunciation because I would never
Thank
figure
you.
that out. But thank you. I appreciate it.
I still won't try. My Canadianese will butcher that.
What doesn't make any sense?
730.
Huh? What doesn't make any sense?
I didn't say it didn't make any sense.
No, Wolf just said what doesn't make any sense.
That was the defendant that said that, not me.
Oh, all right. Sorry. I thought that was you. My bad. I got so confused for a second. Okay, let's play.
$2,000 in rent for 61 years. How much was? Let's see. Gave him 144,000. You said, right?
Yes, sir.
144.
Judge, it's about a $250,000 house.
Well, I haven't looked into the market of the house. I just took the opportunity because my kids live in the community and I wanted to be around for my kids. And I'm also a felon, so it's hard for me to get housing. That's why I took the opportunity.
Well, if you had that kind of money, you could find a lot of housing anywhere. I just went through a whole stack of ones anybody would allowed you to.
Well, for the property,
Yeah,
for that,
I don't think that it's not making any sense to me. 144 months. So divide by 12. So how long were you for that money you gave him? How long were you planning on staying there? What was that worth?
the 144,000 was for what is that? 10 years or 10 or 11 years? It just gave me advance to concentrate more on my children that's in the community.
Well, no, you got to tell me how many years you planned on being there for that 144,000.
I plan on being here for the whole 61 years. The 144,000 was just for 11 years or 12 years, Your Honor.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a one-time payment or anything. I still got payments.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think your actions against the person that we were renting to, Brian May, looks to me like the owner actually is the trust. Did Brian May ever tell you there was a trust?
No, Brian May didn't tell me it was a trust, Your Honor.
No. Did he ever tell you that he was that he claimed it back to that trust at any time?
He never told me that, Your Honor. I also never got a notice to quit or anything.
Yeah, and it sounds like you had 12 years of rental property, didn't you? According to what
Yeah. I paid him 100. Yes, in advance for sure.
So it looks like your action's against Brian, because he quick claimed it back over to the trust on August 14th. It looks like your action's going to be against Brian. So it looks like.
Well, we entered this agreement on July.
Yeah, it doesn't look, everything you're telling me doesn't seem legitimate. It doesn't look legitimate. The terms of the lease don't make sense. Paying cash of $144,000 makes credibility another big issue. Why didn't you just get a cashier's check or get something else? Why would you pay cash for something like that?
Yeah, and then again, I'm a felon. It's hard for me to get housing, and then plus,
Not to the cashier's check, it's not.
that's just the way I went about it, Your Honor.
Yeah, boy, you kind of made a big mistake there, I think. Really. That's a big problem. Mr. Bowser, I'm sorry, I kind of took over for you. I'm kind of trying to figure out what was going on. Give me your argument why I should rule in your favor, I guess. Go ahead and give it to me.
Because we own the property, and nothing that this Mr. Miller is saying makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
And really, it's just beyond belief. A 61-year lease, all the terms of this lease are so goofy. No attorney in their right mind would ever go along with any of this stuff. And plus, Mr. Miller doesn't have, and I believe this is just some drug transaction where Mr. Brian May never had $144,000 in his life. Within a month after this, not even that, well, yeah, it's probably been 2 months after this transaction that he gave the deed back to his dad because he had no money, nowhere to live. And we own the property. We have no relationship with Mr. Miller. We ought to get an order to take possession of that property, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm going to ask Mr. Miller if the court will allow me, because I have at least advised Mr. Miller in this case. It's not a case I intended to represent, but if Mr. Miller will let me say something, I would like to try and. I have one concern in hearing this, and I don't disagree with Mr. Belzer that if the land contract prohibits Brian May, from encumbering the property, then they are right that they are the owner.
Okay, so sorry about that, but we actually were discussing Cheshire Cat's hilarious name changes and reiterating how to pronounce Worcestershire Cat and Cheshire Cat, and I'm not even going to attempt the other ones.
Djibouti cat. It's not my booty, it's Djibouti. Thank you so much, Cheshire Cat. I appreciate it. And at Schoolies, thank you so much for the gifted membership, and welcome to the new member. Thank you so much.
Members Monday will be back this Monday.
It will be, yes. This is my girlfriend Heather, and then Lone Wolf's also on panel. But what's up, Joshua? Vic, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 5 new members. That's awesome, Vic. Thank you so much. All right, Wolfie, you unmuted. Were you gonna say something? I like how you can control your wolf. That's awesome.
Total side note. We were discussing Colin's Halloween costume, and I told him to do an animated cat and call it Lone Cat and do a stream, and I thought it would have been hilarious.
Just have a house cat in the bottom corner, and that's gonna be my Halloween prank. I'm just gonna totally steal your thing. That was her idea.
I can totally show you how to do that.
All right, let's get back to it.
You said you can show me how to do it.
Cool. We'll discuss that.
All right, last super chat before we get back in. Sparkle Poots. Thank you so much, Sparkle Poots. So the can't buy memberships disease has spread to Colin's channel. Fudge. What?
There's a thing where you can't buy memberships?
Yeah, I don't know. You can't buy memberships. Someone just gifted some.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I haven't been. This is my first time on YouTube in 4 days now. So I don't know. I don't know about the whatever disease you're talking about. Okay. But Sparkman, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay. Let's keep going.
You can't do that. I would just note that, no one has presented that land contract to show that. And I'm sitting here with the Cameron's real property book that says unless there's an explicit clause prohibiting encumbering the property, that a vendee on a land contract has an absolute interest in the property to encumber it. So I as just a candor to the court, and having represented Mr. Miller, at least on advice on this matter, I can't just sit here and just let this go this way without them at least showing that there was a land contract that said he can't encumber it. I get that the terms can be crazy. Commercial buildings enter into leases for 50 and 100 years. I can't speak to why Mr. Miller would enter such a lease, but if they can show that Mr. May didn't have a reason or ability to encumber it through that land contract, then I think their position is absolutely correct. But absent proving that, I think Mr. May is at least a necessary party to testify to say.
Well, that was going to be my next, Mr. Lowry, thank you. And that was going to be my next question. Mr. Miller, do you have any witnesses or anything?
Yes.
Well, where was your witnesses at today?
They here. I can call them.
Who?
Sharika Lewis.
Who's that?
That was a girlfriend of mine.
Oh, I'm talking about somebody involved in the contract.
Judge, if I could.
The
interject
contract.
something
The
here.
contract is a legal document. You want me to call Lindsay Markle?
But the concern I got is pretty much what Mr. Lowry is suggesting, though. If I go back in time here, there's an allegation that Brian May had a land contract, correct? Where I've got nothing that says anybody's got any land contract. Who was giving the land contract?
Judge, if I may. So first of all, you do have sworn testimony as to what the terms of that land contract were. Second of all, this defendant has no right to have free legal advice. If he can come up with $144,000 in cash, he should not be getting legal aid advice. Nor should he have.
I would object to that, Your Honor, just on the basis that Mr. Belzer doesn't know our priorities and our qualification criteria. So
Yeah.
But in any event, really, you have sworn testimonies to the terms of the contract.
Here's my concern, though. If it all hinges on what right Brian May had, period, whether he owned the property, did not own the property, and it was my question that I asked about having some kind of encumbrance, some kind of paragraph that says you can't encumber the property if it's a land contract. Right now, I got nothing all the way around, period. I got nothing. So who owned the property before Brian May if that land contract is not there?
The trusted Jack May.
Well, actually, my corporation did initially, and then I assigned it from the corporation to myself.
Okay.
When I bought the property in 2004, built the house, and then sold it to Brian specifically because it was a father to son and to provide him housing. We've held title since 2004. Either my corporation or my trust has had title to that property since 2004.
And then at 2004, what shows?
In 2004, it was a vacant lot. I'm
Yeah.
a home builder, so we built a house. There was 2 lots there. We built the one, we sold the one house. The other one, it was to the point where I basically furnished someplace for my son to live.
Mhm.
And basically, I was hoping my son had bad alcohol problems. I thought he would get out of that. He was actually, you could live and work with him when he was an alcoholic. Around 2017, it went from alcohol to drugs. I don't know if Mr. Miller has anything to do with that or not, but he got into the drugs and all of a sudden, but I've been basically paying the taxes on it for years. It's basically been my property. It was something that I did for my son to live in. I don't think that my son signed that receipt, he can,
Your Honor, Brian, I don't mean to
say
interrupt.
anything or say anything.
Brian May been paying the taxes on the home for
Hold on,
years.
Taylor. Hold on. So,
Furnishing, like I say, furnishing a house for my son to live in is one thing. Furnishing a house for Mr. Miller to live in is something else.
Yeah.
I don't do rentals. Have never done any. Even if you look at that lease, if you look at the first page, I don't even think it was for 2085 or whatever it was. It looks like they changed the number from a 4 to an 8. My son does some really dumb stuff, but he would never even have done anything this crazy.
well, I think there's just too many pieces for me to kind of speculate on right now, quite honestly, for everybody's sake.
I just want to ask, Your Honor, just if Mr. Belzer. So there was no writing done whatsoever in the terms of the land contract to Mr. May?
No. Yes, there was a written land contract.
Yeah, in 2006, there was a written land contract.
So all I would say is that land contract should be produced. I understand Mr. Belzer's position that there was testimony given to the land contract, but I would point to the best evidence rule. The best evidence of a land contract, if there's a written land contract, is the land contract. And
that's
again, we'll.
Just to answer the question, that's a guy from legal services. He's essentially just the house counsel for a lot of landlord and tenant courts. He jumps in to help the tenants, and I didn't see how he came into this because I went to the restroom for a second, so I don't know if the judge brought him in or how he randomly appeared into that.
He inserted himself. He's a helping angel at this point in time.
Gotcha. Okay, but yeah, so he's just legal services, so you don't pay him to do anything. You can if Mr. Miller wants to hire him, he can schedule a meeting and go through his case with him. But sometimes that's free, sometimes it's not, depending on what your case is, and yeah.
And I don't know if y'all caught it, but Mr. Belzer had a little slight here. He was like, if Mr. Miller's paying $144,000 for a lease, then I don't think he needs the aid of legal services. He said that a minute ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
If you can afford $144K in cash, why do you need legal aid?
Bring that to bring a cash payment to your lawyer to see what they say about that. Like, I'm not taking $10,000 in cash from you. That's sketchy, man. Not doing it.
Well,
Also,
to Mr. Lowry's credit, he had a good response. He was like, this guy don't know. This guy doesn't know our procedures. I'm just helping out here. So he's doing this. Mr. Lowry is doing what he's doing out of the interest of being a zealous advocate as an officer of the court. It has nothing to do with Mr. Miller at all. It has everything to do with making sure that the court doesn't have to deal with this crap again. All the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted.
That's fair. It's a good point. That's fair.
Oh, I just wanted to say something completely unrelated. I'm a chat person. Like, no offense to the court and all the court stuff going on, but I just pay attention to the chat. It never fails. You guys have no idea. In our life of gaming together, I'm always called out on my accent. I don't think I have a strong Canadian accent. And someone made a comment about Midwestern / Canadians having the same accent. Maybe, Central and Upper Canada does, but on the East Coast, we don't sound the same. Yeah, sorry is like whatever. I don't hear it. Or oat, like the way I say oat, people always used to comment on that gaming, but for the most part,
Just a little about.
at least people don't say that I say a boot.
Wolf
No, he said a boat.
He did say a boat.
What do I say? A boat. Oh, damn.
That's hilarious.
Concede that if that says that Mr. May could not encumber the property with a mortgage or a lease or anything like that, then I think plaintiff prevails undoubtedly. without question. I just think the lease should be or the land contract should be produced.
Right. I agree. And I think honestly, and that's kind of, I'm kind of going around and around on this thing. It's just too much speculation for me just to kind of say, okay, you got this, you got this. When it all encompasses either a land contract or no land contract, I think we're going to adjourn it one way or the other, give both sides a chance to produce whatever evidence they got. All the way back, even in case there's a decision and just the register of deed action, wherever the original title on the property is, so we can kind of have a chain of title somewhere. And then this land contract, if you've got any kind of proof of that land contract, whatever it is.
Okay.
I think we can need some time to look at that. And same thing with you, Mr. Miller.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then somebody, quite frankly, is Brian May, is there some reason he's not here today?
Well, I could have had him here today. I didn't see the need.
We'll have him here for the next time, Judge.
Okay.
And then again, Your Honor, I never received a notice to quit. I believe that's.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of things. First, you're claiming this rental agreement sitting here. And you're claiming that you made $144,000 in cash towards it.
Your Honor, I will bring the receipt down to you.
Well, yeah, do that for me anyways. At least make it, and keep a copy for you as well. But Mr. Belzer's going to want a copy of that too. Okay.
Right. And
Okay.
Judge, I'd also like to get, and I can send some requests to Mr. Miller, where this $144,000 was at. I mean, I'm going to hear that it was in a shoebox in his bedroom someplace, but
Your Honor, that's another story for another day.
Your Honor, I would just point out for Mr. Miller's position, I don't know that there's any relevance to where that money comes from, whether he got it from winning the lottery or he got it from collecting pennies in a jar, or I don't know that the relevance of where he came up with the funds to pay it is frankly relevant at all.
Right? It's discrimination. What's going on?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. And Mr. Lawler is correct, other than if it goes to any kind of credibility, I'll have to rule on it later on. Honestly.
I'm not taking a position here nor there about what the validity of the receipt or if the money, I just don't think where the money came from, whether if there's money and he claims that he has paid the money, I don't think it matters.
He's American. I'm Canadian.
I live in Ohio. Not Canada.
He lives in America.
America. She's Canadian.
My dad says America.
Yeah. Bald eagles. Yeah.
You don't even see any bald eagles here. I see a bald eagle pretty much every single day.
Yeah. We let them fly around there so you guys feel close to us. America.
America loves us. Yeah.
That's our actual first line of trying to take over your country is we send all the eagles.
Well, the Canadian Air Force likes to come here. People don't know the military-grade attack seagulls, aka Canada geese. They've infiltrated your country.
No, we send the eagles up there. You send the geese down here. Take our eagles back, please. Get out your geese back.
There's where that money came from, whether he was working at 7-Eleven or doing what.
It may go to credibility. It may not. I'm not going to make any just speculating decisions on any of it. So let's do this. Mr. Belzer, why don't we do this? Because this is going to be more than just this. Why don't we open up discovery, allow discovery for a period of time? How much time do we need for anything at all? I mean, it should be short anyways. I mean, if there's nothing, we got
2
nothing.
weeks. Judge, I'm leaving the 26th and will not be back until October the 5th. So if we're going to pick a date, I can't be here for those dates.
Okay.
Yeah. Your Honor, I'm ready to proceed. I don't know what's going on. All I know is
Mr. Miller, it's to your best interest if we adjourn it for a bit. Because if I make a decision today, I'm speculating on a whole lot of stuff, and I'm not going to do that. So let's adjourn to. I'm sorry. If we do, I'm sorry, Mr. Belzer. When are you gone again?
The 26th of this month until October the 5th.
So what do we got beyond those? We can either do next week or we can do it October 8th is when, after you get back.
Let's do it next week.
Next week will be fine.
With Jack D.
All right. I cut that out. We didn't need to listen to them schedule the next appointment. So, or the next court date. This is part 2. This is start of part 2, and this was yesterday. Yes, yesterday was Tuesday. I don't know why I have to keep thinking about that, but I'm just gonna say something else. But
Because it's vacation every day Sunday.
this is true. Bruce Davis, thank you so much. It's good to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing well. But it's definitely good to see you, and thank you for the 2 months, Bruce. Thank you.
Hi, Bruce.
And Wick's a member for 3 months. Thank you so much, Wick. I appreciate it. All right. The one comment I want to make before going into this, I don't know which one you want to.
I'm just cutting in before he gets into it. I'm from Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Don't say it.
Don't you know? I lost my train. If this guy, so let's just all buy into this dude's story for 1 second, or for 1 minute. Let's say he actually did pay $144,000 in cash. Wouldn't he be a lot more angry than just saying, "I never received my motion to quit"?
Yeah.
No, not motion to quit. Whatever the term I'm looking for is. I mean, okay, you didn't receive that. You don't really have a right to live there. So, just saying, that doesn't matter. But I would be fuming if I paid someone $144,000 and found out like a week later that they weren't actually the landlord. And yeah, it doesn't make sense. But he doesn't seem that angry about it. That's why I believe it's all fraud. Also, who would do that? Okay.
I want to respond to some of these. I'm here until Saturday. I came for a week. No, Maine is southern Nova Scotia. Okay, let's not get that confused. Also, whoever said before, whenever I'm in Canada, Canadians refer to the USA as the states. Yes, we say the states. I am the Canadian. Okay, all right. I think I'm caught up.
Okay. Wolf, you got anything?
I'm not very good at this, guys.
I got nothing. This is crazy as hell.
All right, part 2. Let's go.
May revocable trust versus Taji Terrell Miller. Mr. Belzer, I get you there, it looks like. And Mr. May, Mr. Miller.
Thanks, Mike.
Judge, I also have Brian May here to testify if need be.
Okay. Have we discussed all the issues, especially the land contract issues? We got a land contract, we find one?
I did, Judge, and we sent that over to the court, so you should have a copy of it there.
Okay,
It's paragraphs G and H of that land contract address the issue. Plus, I submitted a memorandum of law. And the law is real clear that Mr. Miller really has no legal claim.
okay, so, yep, let me just actually that. Oh, here's your memorandum. And you said the land contract's in here someplace too?
Yes, we sent that over, Judge.
Okay. Let's look if I find it.
And I would advise the court that Mr. Miller dropped off some tax returns to our office yesterday. We asked for his email and he said, just mail it. So we overnighted some stuff to him. I don't know if he got it yet or not, but.
Hey, Mr. Miller, why don't you unmute as well there for me, just so I got you on.
Your Honor, if I may?
Hold on just a minute. Let me just kind of see what I've got here.
Yes, sir.
Got the trust. Assignment of land, seller's interest in land contract.
All right, there is a lot of downtime during this part too. I did remove a lot of the downtime, but apparently not all of it. So yeah, Judge Goggins he's going to make a ruling. We do find out the conclusion of this today, but I'm not going to spoil it. Heather put her hand on my back. She's like, do not stop talking.
Listen, for all you people in the comments section, I read all the comments, and I see you all saying about Colin spoiling before the conclusion of the video happens. And I had a little talk with him, and he just gets excited. It's fine. So I'm trying to keep him, from spoiling this one.
You want to say thank you for the PayPal?
Thank you, Sparkle Poots, for the PayPal. I'm going to put that to good use at Target tomorrow. I'm going back there.
She's going back to Target. All right. Thanks, Sparkle. Dude. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was just about to say I should have just let it play until we started talking.
It's fine. It's Ron.
Yes, between me and you, there's a conclusion. It does happen. Spoiled it.
They're nice. Also, yes, I see the comments. Doesn't Colin? Doesn't this look great?
Got a haircut and I trimmed up.
I'm feeling it.
I can't stop playing with it though. I need to stop. It's weird. It's weird having it when you've never had it before.
Yeah, Target does wrong. We had Target in Canada for a short period of time, and then they closed them all.
All of them?
They opened 140.
Those are, looks like I've got, here, this is it. I was gonna say, the only thing I don't have is the land contract, but I might have it here. I think this is it. It's tax documents.
I can have it sent over again, Judge.
Yeah, boy, you've been good enough to send everything else over here. Gotta be in here. What was it attached to? I've got an assignment of seller's interest in land contract. I do have that.
Yeah, the actual land contract, we managed to find that, and we did send that over.
Okay. If you want to, rather than me trying to, if you can just email that part of it over to me.
Yes, if you'll excuse me, I'll go have my.
Sure, and it's good. Just do it to Janet again. Dries.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original?
I
don't think he sent it to me.
No, but I'm having him do it. You know what, Mr. May? I just found it.
Yeah, Jack, he just found it.
Yeah.
Jack. Yeah, he just found it. Oh, never mind, Tammy, they found it.
Sorry. Yep. Mr. Belzer, I did find it. It was underneath the other paperwork for some reason.
Okay, good.
I do have it. So, okay. All right, so I guess let's just start from square one again. We'll start completely over. I do have the documentation. Mr. Belzer, Mr. Miller, I kind of cut you off. What did you want to tell me before we start? Was there something before we start?
Your Honor, I would like to ask the court if I could move to dismiss this matter on the basis I was never provided a notice to quit. I have some support I would like to offer for my motion. A notice to quit is required in most circumstances with a few exceptions. 1, after forcible entry. Your Honor, I came under color of title pursuant to the lease.
We're up to that part yet. Let's just see how the land contract part goes in first.
You know, they're suggesting they have a land contract to the property. That's what they're saying.
Well, is there anywhere on there that there is a encumbrance on the property?
There's what?
A encumbrance on the land contract?
An encumbrance? Encumbrance? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
But we haven't got to that point yet. Let's just kind of go through, Mr. Bowser, let's just go through like we would a normal hearing again, because now that I got all these documents, let's just do it, okay? Mr. Bowser, do you have a witness here? Why don't you go ahead and,
Okay, I'll have Mr. May, who was previously sworn.
okay, yep, we'll just, Mr. May, why don't you raise your right hand there? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give me the truth?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Bowser.
He doesn't go full soft sit. He doesn't go full soft sit. Otherwise, I would put that in the title. I would put that everywhere. If you put soft sit in the title of a video, your video does a lot better on YouTube. So, but when I was originally watching this, she was sitting right next to me, and I was watching this, and I remember like, oh my gosh, is he really doing this? Is he really doing this? He doesn't go full soft sit. Some of his arguments kind of sound familiar, but I'm not going to sit up here and say that he's a sovereign citizen.
I was just saying to Colin, it drives me crazy whenever I'm watching court. I don't listen. I know nothing about law, court, anything except for what you've told me or I've learned by supporting your channel. But it drives me crazy when they say, you know, I'm doing whatever you call it, and then they start explaining to the judge what it is that they're doing, and it's like, pretty sure the judge knows what that means. Pretty sure you don't need to educate the judge on what you're doing because, you know, he's a judge. He gets it. It just drives me crazy.
You never go full soft sit. You went full soft sit. You never go full soft sit. Did you like the soap?
What?
Did you like the soap? Peeps.
It smells beautiful. I haven't tried it yet because I just got it, but thank you. I appreciate it. What's saying? Do you have those brain damaged people from Canada too? Listen, Canada, we've got our interesting people up in Canada too.
Oh, I didn't. I got some warning to call out real quick. Cheshire Cat, thank you so much for the receipt bid at Target. Yeah, I'm gonna take it to my landlord and said that she signed it. I'm here for 61 years. She can't do anything about it because she signed a receipt. Clyde, thank you so much for the 7 months. 7 months sounds awesome, Clyde.
7 months. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. All right, we still got a little bit to go through, so let's get back to it.
If you could just kind of lay all the facts out for me, and we'll do it.
State your name for the record, please.
Jack Douglas May.
And Mr. May, you caused you own this particular piece of property at one point in time personally, is that correct?
I've owned it since either through my corporation or myself.
No, my question is, you owned it personally at one point, or did who owned it first when you bought it?
The corporation.
So your
owned it
corporation owned it, you subsequently transferred it to a trust that you have?
Yes, I did, yeah.
And it came to pass that you did a land contract with your son Brian, is that correct?
Yeah, the corporation did the land contract and I assumed it.
The corporation did the land contract with Brian, is what you're saying, correct?
Yes, right.
And then subsequently, the corporation conveyed this property to your trust, and the trust now owns that deed to that property, correct?
Correct.
And on that land contract, we've provided the court a copy of that, and that's the land contract that you entered into with your son Brian, correct?
Correct.
And he failed to make payments on that contract, is that correct?
Yeah, he's never made a payment, which I didn't enforce that, but okay, yes.
Okay.
No, never made a payment.
And so subsequently, in lieu of court proceedings, your son Brian signed a deed giving that property back to you, is that correct?
That's correct.
And at the current time, you have the deed to the property. The land contract has been extinguished by virtue of the last quitclaim deed from Brian, is that correct?
That's correct.
And your son Brian's here also to testify if need be, correct?
Right, that's correct.
And you had no dealings yourself with Mr. May or Mr. Miller. You didn't enter a contract with him. You didn't enter a landlord-tenant arrangement with him, nothing, correct?
I had no dealings at all, no.
Judge, and that's a testimony I need from Mr. May, from Jack May. And the land contract is in fact with the court, as well as the deeds that show the transfers back.
Did you have, yep, and I've got the assignment, I assume what you're talking about, Mr. Belzer, is the assignment of the seller's interest in the land contract?
Yes, yes.
Do you have that? And that's dated this, boy, 31st day of December 2005, is that right?
Right, that's when it went from the corporation to the trust, is that?
That's correct, yeah. The
Okay.
end of the year.
Into the trust, so that's that date. So we got December 1st, 05, and then the land contract we had. In the land contract that was in effect, I'm sorry, you started, Mr. Belzer, with regard to the, actually, we probably should have these admitted as well, as long as we're doing this properly. Do you want, are you asking me to review the land contract, the assignment that we just discussed, and the quit claim deed that was just testified to?
Yes, Judge, the land contract was dated July 27th of 06.
Okay.
He is sitting next to his dad. He's the one in the orange shirt, kind of behind. I don't think he actually testifies.
Sorry.
I honestly don't remember if the son actually testifies or not, but I know when they were off, when the judge goes off camera to check some things, you can see he enters the camera so you can see him, but I edited a lot of that out because the judge wasn't there and they weren't talking. What are we?
Sorry, this is what I just gasped about. I said to Colin earlier, I'm wearing my Valeris t-shirt and to see if there's anybody who notices and isn't at guitar stand, so that just made me really excited. Okay, I'm done.
Yes. Books. Yeah, books. Reading. Reading's fun. All right, let's keep going. Weirdos.
And then a quick claim deed that deeded it back after that forfeiture of the land contract is dated February of 15. No, that, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
I didn't deed it until later. I missed on doing that.
So I've got I guess Mr. May, for my benefit, the land, all these documents, the land contract that you just testified to has your signature on it. Yeah, May Homes and Realty by Jack D. May, and that's your signature that's on that too, that's dated?
Yes.
Okay. And then on the quit claim deed that's dated February 10th, 2015, that's also your signature, Jack D. May, quit claiming it over?
Yes, it is, yes.
The trust, okay.
And Judge, then, if I may, there's also
Sure.
the deed from Brian. Satisfaction of the land contract that's dated August 14th of 2024.
Oh, and I did see that too, August 14th, 2024. See that, there it is, I believe. Those you just hold with me. It's August of 2024. Is that what I'm looking for?
Yes, Judge.
Where am I going to find that? Which I thought I saw it at one point. Is it attached to one of the other ones, or what am I?
Yes, Judge, that was filed early on.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's in the file still. Then. Okay.
With the original complaint that was attached, Judge.
Okay. Let me look back in the. Yep, here it is, August 14th, 2024. And it looks like that was recorded as well. So I do have that document as well. The quick claim to Jack D. May, trustee of the revocable trust. That's the one we're looking at.
Yes.
That was dated August 14th, 2024. Okay. Mr. Miller, any objection to any of these documents?
Your Honor, Michigan law.
Exhibits?
Bob,
Hold on. Any objection to these being admitted as exhibits?
no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so we've got exhibit. Let's just do this in some kind of nice orderly fashion if I can figure it out. How about, for both of your sakes, exhibit 1, the land contract dated July 27, 2005 will be exhibit 1. Yeah, that'll work. That's admitted. Then we've got assignment of seller's interest. I'm just going down what's attached. Assignment of seller's interest in land contract to the trust. That's dated December 31st, 2005. That'll be exhibit 2. And that's admitted. And we've got the quit claim deed from Mr. Jack D. May to the trust itself. That's dated February 10th, 2015. That'll be exhibit 3. Sorry. Exhibit 3, that's admitted. And then exhibit 4, quit claim deed from Brian May to Jack D. May as trustee of the revocable trust. That will be exhibit 4. Exhibit 4, and that's admitted. Mr. Bowser, does that cover the exhibits that we need right now? Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, so those are admitted, and Mr. Belzer, I guess if we've got other testimony, do you have other testimony right now, Steph?
Well, not at this point. I mean, if Mr. Miller wants to raise this $144,000 question, I have Mr. Brian May here to testify that never happened.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Miller, are you going to testify?
Your Honor, Michigan law 554.134 requires a notice to be served on a tenant. Proper notice is conditioned precedent to a summary proceedings action. Park Forest of Blackman versus Smith 112, Michigan. Park Forest held that the landlord's failure to comply with the notice requirements of the state deprived the district court of jurisdiction to hear the case. As a result, I am entitled to due process, which requires a proper notice to quit be served. And without proper notice, the court lacks jurisdiction, and this case should be dismissed.
So the only thing that you're arguing, Mr. Miller, is that there's this lease agreement? Is that right?
Your Honor, I have a valid lease agreement with Brian May.
Okay, do you want to test it? But we're not even at that point yet. I've got a land contract that's sitting here that they're arguing supersedes all this stuff. If you want to testify and tell me why this lease agreement that you're talking about is legitimate, we can do that. Is that what you want to do first?
Why would I have to testify about a lease agreement that I'm agreed on the lease agreement with? I don't understand.
They're saying it's not a legitimate lease agreement.
Your Honor, I have a valid lease agreement.
Okay, I know what you want to argue about, but do you want to testify and tell me why this is a valid lease agreement or not?
Oh,
Mr. Bowser?
Well, Judge, if that's his position and that's the end of the proofs, I submit to the court that we are entitled to possession of that property, that Mr. Miller is a trespasser.
objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Miller, you're kind of getting yourself in a jam here. I've got nothing else here. Yeah, I'm gonna take a brief recess off the monitor. I'm gonna get the pleadings actually in order too. Give me just a minute here. All right, go back on the record. Mr. Belzer, I did find some orderly fashion to the exhibits. On the land contract that's been admitted, it's July 27, 2005. Is there language in here, can you point me directly to it that says that the land can't be encumbered by purchaser, that being Brian May?
It
Is there
was
place in there?
subparagraphs G and H, and I'll get that language here.
Okay, G and H,
Yes.
okay.
In paragraph G, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth line, fourth line down. That the purchaser and any other occupant, remove and put out.
I'm sorry, which paragraph are you on? What,
On G, the small G,
on, in section purchase agrees to,
that would be,
So, well, thank you, first of all, Wixom, for your contribution. We're doing date night Friday night, which is my last night here. But I'm gonna get my steak and my wine and all my goodies. So, and also, I was saying this to Colin when we were muted, but we're trying not to pause. I'm so happy that there's so many Avatar fans here and so many bookies because, I feel like I feel my people. And then Colin said, "You don't have to steal my people," and I mean, you can't steal people if they want to just, load. I got nothing. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm done. Anyway. Yes, but Wixom, yes, we're gonna do our date night Friday night. I'm gonna get my steak.
We moved it. Our plans have completely changed.
I wasn't feeling good for a few days, so we had to change everything.
Yes, we just went. We kept a low key day yesterday. We were supposed to go out last night, but we went to a movie instead.
Yeah, that was in bed pretty much all day. So.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
section 3, I'm sorry, Judge.
Oh,
Section
3?
3G,
3G, okay. Should,
the third and fourth line of that paragraph.
purchase seller. Conditions,
And also paragraph F, I said H, but it's really F.
okay.
But G is the main one, Judge.
Okay.
And as noted in the memorandum that I filed, Judge, because the land contract itself was never recorded and the deeds were, the deeds take priority and the unrecorded interests really don't count. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a brief summary.
okay. And so that's the second prong to this thing, basically.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and so the only ones that were recorded are actually the quitclaim deed?
Yes, Judge. And Michigan being a recording title state.
And we're talking about, I see, here's the issue I got with it. So
Yeah, this is taking a little bit longer. Judge Goggins keeps pausing and reading what everything's been submitted. He said earlier that he has to put things in a certain order because they were out of order, and he pauses a lot to review case law as well. So it takes him a long time. I think he just wants to get this right, especially if this guy's claiming that he paid $144,000. He's good, and he's coming through with these. He's citing laws. He's citing the, wherever he got the laws from. He's citing them. So he's not going to say anything. Almost spoiled the end.
I'm watching you.
But yeah, this does seem to be dragging on. It does. But we are getting close to the end.
The final countdown.
the ones that were recorded, I do have the one that's kind of after the fact of this alleged lease agreement is a quitclaim deed that's Brian May to the trustee dated August 14th, 2024. Is the other, what else has been recorded?
Prior to that, the two deeds for Mr. May is corporation to his trust.
Okay. Those are back in, if I remember right, I thought I saw 2005 or something, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Yep, here it is. The one that goes from May Homes to the Jack D. May Trust. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
Yep. And that's dated December 31st, 2005. Okay. And with that, Mr. Belzer, so I understand the lease agreement that was submitted, is that, Mr. Miller, did you submit that to the court, or was that given, did Mr. Belzer, did you submit that? The alleged lease agreement, the one dated July 1st, 2024. Ooh, that's from,
We had a copy. I don't know if we submitted it.
Mr. Miller, did you submit that from, it says landlord Brian May, property lease type to you? Did you give me that, or did somebody else give me that? It's the lease agreement that you're arguing. You're muted.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, was that your lease agreement that you submitted to the court, or did it came in on August 30th, 2024? Is that from you? Or
I'm not for sure, Your Honor. I know the police station, the Flushing Police got a copy of the Michigan residential lease agreement. I don't know if I brought that copy into you or not, Your Honor.
okay. It's got some blue highlights on it. I don't know who highlighted it in blue. It's got some. Well, I don't mind, Mr. Miller, if you don't want me to even look at this right now, it's not admitted, the lease agreement. You want me to consider having it admitted as an exhibit, I don't mind doing that, but
Yes, Your Honor.
if you want to do that, before it sounds like you didn't want to even do that, but do you want to try to get that admitted or not?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Belzer, just for the sake of the record, I got my hand, it says Michigan residential lease agreements dated July 1st, 2024. It's from landlord Brian May to tenant Taji Miller. And this is one that has created all these
issues as well. Mr. Miller, it's dated July 8th, 2024. Is that your signature on this?
My signature is on the lease, Your Honor.
Okay. And what about Brian May?
Brian May's signature is also on the lease, Your Honor.
And I'm kind of, maybe I'm throwing you off too, Mr. Bowser, but do you have a copy of that lease agreement?
I have a copy, but according to what I've been advised by Brian May, there was other language in that lease that's not on the copy I have.
Okay. Oh, boy, we got two different versions of it now. So, okay. The one that I've got in my hand that was in the file, it's got like 39 paragraphs. Maybe we can start out there. Maybe that's.
Yeah. Yes, that is correct, Judge. That's what I have.
Okay. Is Brian May with you, you said? Is he gonna
Yes, Your Honor.
testify at all? Do you, we might as well, as long as he's here, we might as well, one of you. Mr. Miller, are you gonna testify at all or not?
Your Honor, I'm a Michigan residential tenant. I don't think it's required by law for me to testify.
Okay, you don't have to. Then, Mr. Belzer, do you want Brian May to testify?
Are you messing with me? 'Cause I just scrolled for 5 minutes trying to find what you're talking about. I think you're messing with me. So legal fiction used to do that. You missed the super chat, and I would freak out and have to go back and look through all of them. Are you the same person? I smell conspiracy. I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's keep going. We're almost finished. We're almost finished.
Check your PayPal.
I'll check my PayPal.
Aww. Thank you.
It's your favorite friend. Have fun on Friday. Hope you enjoyed my multiple personalities.
I thoroughly enjoyed multiple personalities. Not so much trying to pronounce the names.
Thank you, Cheshire Cat. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
What's up, Lone Wolf?
Wolfie, welcome back to the party.
You missed the super chat.
I do actually have a few that I need to call out though. But I didn't miss them. I brought them up. But yeah, no, they used to mess with me all the time, tell me I missed a super chat. I would have to go back and look.
Yes, Serena, Colin had to explain this joke to me. Thank you for calling me out on that.
Wixom with the dad humor. Colin, my doctor has me on Viagra and milk of magnesia. I tell you, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Yeah, Heather looked at me like I don't get it, and I explained it to her, and yeah, everyone saw her react. Wandering Paladin, thank you so much for becoming a new member. I appreciate it. Welcome to the family. And Sparkle Poos, weirdos unite. And
you guys do watch Court for fun, so
yeah, we watch Court for fun, so we're all weirdos. And like I tell you, can't call someone a weirdo unless you are one, and I are one.
Here's some.
And Robert, thank you so much. 8 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate it. Okay, let's finish this up. Wolf, you ready to finish this up, Wolf?
Yes, sir.
You just sitting over there working on videos?
Kind of, sort of.
That's up. All right, let's go.
With regard to this, I guess this lease agreement or any agreement?
Well, Judge, I mean, if there's no other testimony except what we presented, I don't see the need for that.
That's true. I guess that's true. Maybe I'm going overboard on it, I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right. If it's not admitted, it's just not admitted. I guess I don't have a real lease agreement in front of me.
It is admitted, Your Honor. You just admitted it.
No, I didn't. I didn't admit it yet. It has no foundations been laid. Nothing. No.
Your Honor, you asked me did I want to admit it, and I agreed to it.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to go through proofs for you to get it admitted, and you said you didn't want it and you didn't want to testify. So we're kind of past that. You just told me you didn't want to testify. So, Mr. Belzer, let's go back to your complaint here. How has this been filed?
I feel like it's unnaturally quiet. Is it me?
No.
No, it's
Okay. I was just making sure my audio wasn't like messed up or something here.
Yeah, it's just something that I forgot to edit out. Oh, I didn't forget. It was a long clip, so I just missed this.
Well, I figured like while there was a little bit of like dead air, we could just like riff about nothing.
I was trying
and point out the dead air that you probably should have edited out and been more attentive
I
to.
guess Mr. Belzer,
Oh, here we go.
just want to give me final argument. I'll review the documents that have been admitted and we'll go from there.
Judge, basically, Mr. Miller is there under no claim of right. He has no claim to that property or to be in that property. And we just asked for an order of possession of that property and evict Mr. Miller.
Okay. Mr. Miller, anything else you want to tell me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would like to ask the court if I could move to dismiss this matter on a basis I was never provided a notice to quit. As a result, I am entitled to due process, which requires a proper notice to quit be served, and without proper notice, the court lacks jurisdiction, and the case should be dismissed.
Okay. Mr. Belzer, why should he have a notice to quit? Or maybe he shouldn't.
Well, he should, Judge. I mean, I think the law is real clear. I mean, he has no claim of right, and my review of the law does not require that he be given a notice to quit. And
Yeah. Yeah, but I did get a chance to review all the documents. I'll come on just a minute. Let me make a decision. I'll come right back on. Okay.
thank you, Judge.
All right. All right.
All right. Yeah, he thought he did. I just dropped them law facts on them. They can't come back from that. All right. I think this is it. I think this is where we get the final ruling. I mean, there's 8 minutes left of the video, so I'm gonna say that this is it.
This is it?
This is it. The final ruling.
Well, before we do the ruling, Ed asked me to say a particular line, but I can't because Colin is not a hoser. But I am all about that beard. No doubt about it. Just like, no one needs to listen to me ever. Nobody needs to listen to me ever.
We love listening to you. We love it. lot of people came here for that. They wanted that a vote. All about that beard.
All about that beard. It's really not that obvious.
Okay, let's go back on the record again. Jack D. May revocable trust versus Taji Terrell Miller. Had a chance to review the exhibits that have been admitted in this matter. As far as my notes with regard to testimony, I do find that I'm going to go through documents first. There was admitted Exhibit 1, land contract dated July 27th, 2005. That land contract was between May Homes, and I'm abbreviating names, but May Homes as seller and Brian May as purchaser. There is some language in that land contract that says this property cannot be encumbered by the purchaser, and the purchaser being Brian May. One portion in particular says in it's a paragraph, purchaser agrees, paragraph 2 of the land contract. And for the record's sake, this has not been recorded, which is another element in this, but was not recorded. But it does state under paragraph 2, subparagraph D, purchaser agrees to keep and maintain the land and the buildings in as good a condition as they are at the date hereof, and not to commit waste, remove, demolish, or improve thereon, or otherwise diminish the value of seller's security without written consent of the seller. Throughout this contract, if there's any changes in the state of the property that diminishes the value of the seller's security, that has to be in writing. There's nothing in writing that's been submitted today that there was written consent by the seller to somehow diminish the value given what Mr. Miller has testified to, this excessively long lease agreement that he's referred to, which has not been admitted, but he's stated that there was a lease agreement to, it's a long-term lease agreement for, I think it was 60 years. Yeah, July 1st, 2024 through allegedly ending July 1st, 2085 with monthly installments of $1,000. It significantly diminishes the value or the seller's security in this property. There are other provisions in this land contract that state very clearly that the property cannot be encumbered by the purchaser. Again, if you have nothing in writing that says that the seller, and again, that being at this point on the land contract, May Homes gave written consent to have this property encumbered, thus reducing seller's security in that property. Should be noted there's also a quick claim deed that was recorded. It was quick claim deed on this same property from May Homes Realty to the Jack D. Mays Trust that was dated December 31st, 2005. I've heard nothing as far as testimony that disputes that ought not to have been able to have happened. That was recorded. I'm sorry, that was not recorded, but that was going into the trust. And then there is the actual quick claim deed dated February 10th, 2015, that quick claimed May Homes interest in this same property on Pine Needle Trail that's at issue for today.
quitclaimed it to the Jack D. May trust. On that date, it was recorded February 13th, 2015. That by itself says the recording, since it was recorded, it's the Jack D. May revocable trust that is the owner of that property at that point. I've heard nothing to dispute that, other than we've got what Mr. Miller purports is this alleged residential lease agreement. Heard no testimony. Mr. Miller refused to give any testimony with regard to that lease agreement. He wanted to argue that he did not receive a notice to quit, but given all of the documents, there was no lease agreement that was enforceable on this property. Brian May, in fact, also the Exhibit 4 quitclaimed his interest in this property. Now, it was after the fact. The purported lease agreement is dated July 8th, 2024, but Brian May did, whatever reason at that point, quitclaimed any interest he may or may not have to the May Trust on August 14th, 2024 on that document as well. But that was after the fact. If the lease stands, I find that there was no enforceable lease at this time. That property could not be encumbered by Brian May. And in fact, given the testimony I've heard as well, Brian May was in default on this land contract that was not recorded. Anyways, no action was taken from the being the familial relationship between Brian May and Jack May and the revocable trust that was established. No action was taken because, quite frankly, this property had already been deeded over, quitclaimed over to the trust on February 13th, 2015. That's the only document that's been recorded. The credibility of that document stands beyond everything else that I've heard, and therefore there's no lease agreement in its entirety. And Mr. Taji Miller is a holdover person on this property, not even a tenant, quite frankly, based upon all of the documentations and all the testimony that I did hear. Given the fact, though, that Mr. Miller has been on that property for a period of time, I will give him is he on that property now still?
Yes, Judge.
I'll give him the statutory 10-day period to move.
We'll prepare the appropriate orders.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Good luck to everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, there we have it. 10 days to move. He's still smiling. You know he's going to appeal this. He's going to drag this
Why
out.
is he smiling? That's weird.
I don't know why he's
That's
smiling.
creepy.
Yeah, and Judge took his time. I'm guessing he was ruling on all the motions that this guy filed is why he was going through that. And again, a lot of things that we didn't see that I edited out was Judge leaving the bench and putting things in order, looking things up. And then, so all that, what he just read off was what he was researching for I probably edited out maybe 20, 25 minutes of just nothing because he kept leaving the bench to look things up. That's all we got. Lone Wolf, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you for beating me last week. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I will avenge you. It's okay.
But also, thank you so much for sending me these clips. If anyone's watching this that doesn't watch Lone Wolf channel, I don't know what's wrong with you. He's got a great channel.
He's a wolf.
He's a wolf.
Why wouldn't you watch it?
He's not a house cat. He's a wolf.
This is true. These are facts.
Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out tonight. It was
Yes,
good to see everyone.
it's been amazing. I'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you, Wolfie.
Bye, Wolfie.
Thank you everybody for the super chats, the gifted memberships, the membership milestones. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Cheshire Cat and Sparkle Poots for the PayPals. I appreciate that. Well, Heather's going to appreciate that. Let's just say that. Apparently, she's going back to Target tomorrow.
Thank you, Serena, for dropping Lone Wolf's link.
Yes, thank you, Serena. You guys have a great rest of your night. I'm going to stop rambling. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I just love everyone. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming and hanging out every time you're here. It's amazing. You have the best community. You guys are awesome. I don't add anything to the court stuff because, I'm just here for moral support. But you guys, I'm always here for the chat. You guys know that, so.
All right. I don't think I've caught up on super chats, right? Oh, I almost missed Craig.
Oh.
Dyslexic weirdos untie. You know what's funny? When you first said that a couple minutes ago, I read it the way that you.
I did too.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
like
too.
Dyslexic weirdos unite. Okay, all right, but untie. I got it. I like it. Thank you, Craig, for the super chat. I appreciate it, and a fellow Canadian.
Oh yeah, so that's like $2 American. Colin and I always joke about how, my money sucks compared to American money.
Thank you so much, Craig. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And Vic, thank you. You missed my chat. No, Vic, don't. We're not going to start this again. We're not going to start this again. Legal Fiction is somewhere in the crowd just laughing right now because I brought that up. All right. You guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you. I don't know if we're going to go live again before you leave. I don't know. I'm going to say probably not since it's Wednesday. We only have 2 more nights together.
I mean, you might go live, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be playing Starfield, so whatever.
Yeah, she's obsessed with Starfield. All right. You guys have a great night, and until next time, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Don't
You're
make
welcome.
me
Good
cry.
luck, Mr. Miller.
You do that.
Okay.